In this live online martial arts class, you're going to discover how to use the best self-defense tool. This case, we're talking about the walking cane. So the best tool for self-defense is the walking cane. This is how you use it. You get started with an easy warm-up, put it in your hand. It doesn't matter what kind of self-defense cane you're using. You might be doing cane fu. You may have come here through another style or looking for cane master canes. This, by the way, is a cane master cane. But it doesn't matter what it is. Any kind of cane will do. A walking cane that you get from the store is going to work. You're going to warm up with a nice, easy twisting motion or turning motion here. And the goal is to start to develop the calluses on the hands, get the heart rate up a little bit. You can do this standing up or sitting down. You're just kind of turning it forward or cranking it forward. Greetings. I bet it's cold up there, right? Then you're going to go back and forth. Kind of miss the cold a little bit on some days. But if I had one of those, fast planes, you could go Nova Scotia today, back down here to sunny Florida. Be nice and beautiful. Nice, good contrast, right? Just going back and forth. This idea here, this motion here, is the same as slapping across the face, which is also a great self-defense tool. But think of just slapping across the face, backhand across the face. And when you put those two together, you've got this motion here. Your hand is closed, but not so tight that you are restricting the movement through your hand. Now, this is a warm-up move. You're not necessarily using this move for, nice. You're not necessarily using this move to fight with. You could. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that I'm teaching you, I'm telling you to use this move in this workout to get the blood flow going, to get the heart rate up a little bit, keep yourself safe from injury during this workout. So this twisting motion, gradually you're going to go faster and faster and faster. Then you're going to go into the other hand. I like to do 30 seconds per move. In this hand, again, hand is closed, but not so tight that it can't move. And it's just a forward cranking motion. You're going around and around. Once you've done this for a little bit, turn it into that over and back sideways figure eight, also known as an endless spin or an infinity spin with your walking cane or your self-defense cane. Cane self-defense, fighting with a cane, is all about using big moves, right? Using principles over techniques. I say big, I shouldn't really say big because they might be a small move. I might be here, they close the gap very quickly. My hand's almost touching them or they are touching me, and that slow move or that short move goes right into his face. Think about this hard wood, this is oak, that going into his, if they're wearing glasses, it's gonna break glasses, but goes in, that's gonna break his nose. I don't care how, much stronger he is than you might be. Fighting a bigger opponent, fighting multiple opponents, self-defense, street self-defense, from the street fight. From here, just that quick motion, you can then turn it a little bit, bring it in for that hooking punch to the head. So the nice thing about using the cane for self-defense, the walking cane especially, for the self-defense cane, the tactical combat cane, is that you're going to use basic principles of self-defense. Immediate, direct, and explosive. You're gonna do what works. It's not gonna be fancy most of the time. It's not gonna be complicated. All of this spinning, I'm teaching you as a warm-up move, as cross-training, as conditioning for the body to develop the calluses, to develop the ability to get that cane to move easily through your hand when you need it, whether it's in this position or if it's in this position. I'm not advocating the spinning for the fighting, but think of it as like a boxer jumping rope. So the spinning motion gets that heart rate up, starts to go faster, starts to build the calluses, but it's conditioning the body. Now, the next thing I'm gonna have you do to train with this one, yes, it is, the cane link is available down below. And if you go to my website, I have 2 canes for sale. Right now, this cane, this is the oak cane, and it's soaking at the guy who makes it, Cane Masters. It's soaking in the cane mat, which is just down the street. It's soaking in mineral oil. It's been soaking overnight, so that and they like have, it's a special he won't tell me how he does it. I'm guessing, right? But somehow he's got a patented way to really soak it and get it in there so that the wood is more flexible and it's stronger and it lasts longer and it's better for self-defense. Now this other one is the, see if I do two at once, right? They're different weights and different lengths. This one and this hand is made out of rattan. This is where I suggest you start. This cane is able to do all the things the heavier cane can do, and it's gonna move a lot faster. You can carry this with you every day. This could be your everyday carry cane. It could be a training cane, but you see it's a little bit shorter. But maybe you're not as tall as me. This is 36 inches. If it's too tall, cut it down a little bit, stick this back on. And you can see here, T stopped by today. He lives here in town, and I was showing him how I tape on all of the tips there. Because when I hit, it hits so hard, then the tips come flying off. So that's just a tip for you. The tip is to tape the tip. Anyways, I'm selling two. This is normally $35. If you go to the link below, this is 35 bucks. But if you send me an email, go to pasquinelli.com, take a look at what it is. There's a link there, it's for PayPal. I don't think it's working right. But if you go there, yeah, just black electrical tape. Go there, you can see both of these canes. This is the oak. This one is gonna break bones for self-defense. This one is a fight stopper. This one might break bones, but more likely, it's just gonna hit really hard. It's also gonna stop the fight. You can use this, get somebody off of you real quick. You can take this, rake it in, stick it back there, pull him down, hit that spine for self-defense, rake it across his face for self-defense. So they're both very effective. They're both dojo training canes, which means that you use them to train with, and you don't have to necessarily be, good evening from the UK, what part? You don't necessarily have to be in a dojo to train. Train wherever you are. You don't have to have a bag to hit. Hit whatever you can, or just practice striking in the air. You're gonna feel that you get enough strength and power to defend yourself, and it's gonna work for you. But I have these two. If you buy both, good, John. If you buy both, if you went and you did it on my site and you didn't receive an email confirmation, I don't think it went through. I think that's my my lack of computer knowledge. Anyway, but follow up with me with an email. Send me an email. Go through to my website, pasquinelli.com, or pasquinelli@gmail.com, pasquinelli@hotmail.com. I've got both of those. Send me a link. Say, hey, I ordered it, didn't go through, or I didn't receive a confirmation, and I'll make sure you get them. But I'm gonna go pick these up tomorrow from Boca Raton, where he makes them. And this one is made out of oak. He soaks it in that stuff, leaves it in there a couple nights, and then they cleaned them all up today. They're ready to pick up. But this has that bevel right there, and it's not sharp enough to cut, but it is sharp enough to rip for self-defense. And it is sharp enough to get in there into the nerves and pull somebody off of you or push somebody off of you for self-defense. So this one is very effective, but it's very heavy, and that's why it's so effective, right? This one's $45, this one's $35. I suggest if you really want to invest your time and your money into this, you don't have to buy $200-300 worth of canes, but get these two, $35 and $45. I'll knock $20 off. And that's just because the guy that I'm trying to sell them for, the Cane Masters guy, he said, hey, I'll give you your own webpage, but you got to buy 6 from me. And I said, really? I said, all right, let me sell 6. So I went and I picked up, I'm going to pick up 6 tomorrow. I've already sold, I think, 4 of them. Yeah, I bet. So then you have these, and then you have, I have 6 of these coming. Go to my website. I'll take $10 off of each. So this will be 25 bucks and this will be 35, which you can't find online anywhere else at that price. And shipping's like 15 bucks. So anyway, send me some information or an email if you want to get one, or if you already ordered one you think, but you didn't get a confirmation email. Just double check with me. And then, I talked to a couple guys on the phone today. I don't mind giving you a call and following up, and we'll figure out how to make it work. So back to the training with it. You have this spinning side to side, back and forth, hand to hand, and then I want you to go into practicing your basic strikes, because self-defense should be immediate, direct, and explosive. In this position, I'm going to have you with the crook facing behind you, kind of in a traditional way. I want you to step up and into the attack, or you can step back away from the attack if they're coming really fast. Either way is right. It's not good or bad, it's just different. What you have to remember is the stick goes between you and the threat. Now imagine they have a knife. The stick doesn't bleed. The stick doesn't have tendons in there that if you slice that doesn't work. The stick doesn't have any feeling that's gonna give you immediate pain and cause lasting damage where the surgeon has to get in there and sew you up. So they produce a knife, you've got your stick in this position. So you're immediately in this position, and I want you to think of you're going to go fast first, right? From here, like this. You're right. And so Hank makes a really good point. You have two ways to, there's more than two ways, but let's talk about two ways. From this position, this is a protective stance, right? You have every right. If you feel threatened, you have every right to put your hands up and say, stop, back up. You can put your hands up like this, and the other hand's here, and I'm saying, back up, you're too close, I'm giving you a command. You're invading my space. The guy's got the skateboard, he's got the iced water bottle, and you're here, and you say, back up. The other way is this. This is a little less threatening because I don't have that big stick aiming at your face. Now, you just make the decision for yourself. What feels right in the moment? Is this more important? And you're gonna stick it in their line of sight, so they gotta look around just so they can come after you. If you see that knife come out, there's no question. I want as much length as possible. So think of the blade of a knife, 9 inches, maybe 12 inches. It's like a kitchen knife, or they have some weird combat. They think they're Rambo or something. Or what was that guy, Crocodile Dundee? They pop out a big, looks like a machete. Or maybe it is a machete. Maybe you're talking like 16 inches. But you're still here. You still have an advantage. You have a little bit of a guard here with your hand. As soon as that comes out, you're no longer gonna wait. I saw a video the guy was talking about. I wasn't sure what he meant, what he was talking about for a while. And then I thought, oh, he's saying, go first. So here you are, the guy comes up, the knife comes out, you immediately strike, right? And you should have that foot in front of the other one. So now your body is even farther back, your vital organs are even farther back, and before they come at you and they get close enough to, if they've got a scalpel, you could have a little stick, right? Popsicle stick. But you get my point. You want distance, and this gives you distance. Then I want you to think about practicing basic strikes. Do the big motions first. All of the finer points of martial arts that are included in like Hapkido cane or self-defense cane are really good things, and you can twist and spin, and you can hook the leg, and you can push their leg behind and bring it this way, and go around the neck and do all these cool things. But I don't want you to do that from the start. From the first day you get your cane, I want you to think of big motions, principles. Get behind the cane, put the cane between you and the threat, especially if it's a bladed weapon or any other kind of weapon. A skateboard. We keep hearing about the skateboards in the news from the Antifa thugs going around and interrupting people's dinners, and the guys, I don't know where this came from, but they smash each other. They smash innocent people, usually grandmas and grandpas, with their skateboard. Come on. So if it's a skateboard against this, it's better than a skateboard against this, right? So now you have this big stick in your hand. Put this between you and the threat. The first strike is just coming across the body to practice with. Now that doesn't mean that's gonna be the first strike you do. The first strike might just be from here straight in. Just right between the eyes. Yeah, I don't like them either. Every time you read one of those stories, the Marine comes out of me and I start thinking, man, I wish I was there. Picking on the weaker people. I can't stand when people pick on the weaker people. But that's what those people, there's a really important saying. A thief thinks all men are thieves. A coward thinks all men are cowards. And cowards have to sell cowardice. And that's what they are, right? They're cowards. So they're not going to go after you or me, Hank, John. They're not going after us. They're going after grandma, grandpa. And we might be grandma, grandpa, but they're going after feeble grandma, grandpa, just out trying to enjoy a nice meal outside because they don't want to wear a mask inside, or they can't go inside because they keep shutting everything down. Anyway, get off the high horse. You're here, you're behind your cane. You're fighting behind your big stick. And then you have that first slicing motion. It comes through. Awesome, thank you. Thanks for that endorsement. I love hearing that feedback too. Just coming from here, slicing, going through. Good, welcome, I'm glad you made it. Going through, thinking of temple to the jaw. Yeah, most of us would be a perfect target. When you walk with these, people just imagine you're a target. There's a FBI study from years ago that proves that when people see someone with a cane or a Zimmer frame, you guys know what the Zimmer frame is? I never knew Zimmer frame until I met my mentor, Dan Pena, in Scotland in the castle. And he was talking about the Zimmer frame. And I had to admit to him, I've never heard of a, what's a Zimmer frame? You know, it's the walker, right? And then, you know, whatever it is. So you look like a target, and then you get in this position, you look like much less of a target from the start. So that's the whole point of this, is not just telling the threat, whether it's one or multiple threats, you're letting them know you're not what they expect. It's called a pattern interrupt. Their pattern is they go after the weak people. All of a sudden you're saying, yeah, the idea is hard to soft. Martial arts basic philosophy, hard to soft, soft to hard. So hard head, that's palm, right? That's why you palm strike someone's jaw with your hand. But then, yeah, oh, come on down. I love Vero. I spent a lot of time up there. Someone was in here today picking up a couple canes, and he was the same thing as you were. He's like, wait a minute, where are you? And he said, and then someone said to me one time, you should come to South Florida. We really need you down here. And I said, I thought of this day, I'm in North Lake Park. If you're in this area, you know that's a joke. But I'm in Lake Park, just south of North Palm. Singer Island's right across. I can swim to Singer Island. I swim to Mar-a-Lago if I wanted to. Then I'd get picked up, you know. I'm not doing that. I'll go up to Jupiter. Jupiter's just north. You got to go through Juno Beach first. Palm Beach Gardens, West Palm. We're all in the same spot. And I get on the freeway. I'm in Vero. It takes me an extra 20 minutes. We go up to Stewart all the time. We love Stewart. I keep saying, let's move to Stewart, right? Or Vero. Vero's even better. Did you know Vero has the highest concentration of retired CEOs in America? I learned that one recently. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Anyway, so yeah, Canada. We'll wait till summer. Canada's beautiful in the summertime. Nova Scotia is beautiful in the summertime. So the point, sorry, I keep getting off point. The point is, big motions first. Don't worry about the small motions. First one, think temple to cheek, clavicle to the rib. Think of going through the arm. The guy comes out with that knife. And before they lunge at you, you're going all in, right? To interrupt that pattern, to stop the attack as far away from you as possible. So from here, first strike coming at this angle. First strike, second strike. By the way, I have a beautiful school here, and I love to have you come down. And we can even put you in the video. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'd love to be able to show a lot of these drills that you can do with two people and how it all works, especially if they put their hands on me and I take the staff and I shove it like this, and then the next motion is going through their face or down on top or in through their throat, because they're all big motions and they all work. But you're going to start here, striking through and through, slicing and slicing and slicing and slicing. Then palm facing the sky, bringing it up. Palm facing the ground, bringing it up the other way. So 1, 2, you're gonna go down, down, come up, and then number 4 is this horizontal strike, coming right through the middle. The palm turns over to bring it back. So down, 2, up, 2, over, palm facing up. And the reason that you're changing your palms in these positions is when you run into something, it's gonna push against the web of your hand. If your hand is like this, and you run into something like their head for self-defense, it's gonna peel. Or maybe they're rushing, and you run into their body, and you try to hit them this way, or hit them this way, right? And it runs into something like their body. Yeah, it is Kali. It's Kali, Eskrima, Salat. It's all the same moves. But it's also, you know, katana, without it's Kendo. There are only so many ways you can move You know, it's the Tao, the Chinese Tao. I'm trying to make it look like some people call that the Tai Chi sword. In some of the moves. From here to here, the most basic, that direct line idea, where the shortest distance is a direct line. I'm in this position, all of a sudden I say, back up, you're too close. And from here, I can go right into the face. And again, you don't have to hit hard. You don't have to be exceptionally fast to be able to just stick it right in their face and push them back. And I don't care how strong they are, they're not pushing, they're not gonna walk, unless they're one of those kung fu guys and they got on their neck. And that's all technique, fake. Fake's not the right word. They're showing you something that isn't realistic. When the guys, the Shaolin dudes, will do all that stuff, or if you see it in the movies, they do some really crazy things. Though I'm not saying that they're not tough, but if you ever see the guy break the metal over his head, metal bends, it doesn't break. They overheat it, and then it becomes like a plate, like it's brittle. Anyway, I digress again. From here, it's just that direct line. Maybe it's through the throat. I don't care how strong they are. They're not stopping that. Or the solar plexus. Avoid the sternum. That's pretty strong. But go into the solar plexus. Go into that spot where the belly button is, a little lower, above the private parts. That's where, as a police officer, using your side baton, the PR-24, that's where you learn to do that. So those are the basic strikes. 1, 2, up, 2, across 2, and then number 7, just straight down. Just brain them right through the middle, right on top. Turn off their operating system, knock them out, let the cops come and scoop them up. Maybe it's multiple guys again. Just hit this guy here, hit that guy there, rifle butt over there, bring that hook through, just rip everything off for self-defense. It's all self-defense. But that's why this is such a great self-defense tool. The other part of it is the HIPAA laws in the United States. Those are about privacy with your medical records, mean that no one is allowed to ask you, not legally, the police officer can't say, hey, why do you need that cane? Show me proof that you need that cane. They're not allowed to ask that in this country. The United States is still based on all of these laws. We still have rule of law here. We still have those freedoms. And the HIPAA laws mean that no one can challenge you and say, yeah, we have laws. Canada has laws. The West has all these laws. Communist China doesn't have those laws. Communist China, Cuba, those are different ones, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about our rights to carry it. And then the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, and then again, there are similar laws other places in the West, not in the communist countries, but in the West, where you're allowed to, Vic, yeah, you might notice, for as long as we've known each other, I don't check the email very much, or the Facebook. The best way is to send me an email. Go to PascalManoia.com, send me that first one, and that'll put me on the email chain. I get that immediately. And then I can start, we can start emailing back and forth. That's really fast. And then I can even give you my cell phone number. You can send me a text. Hey, I want to work on this. And hey, look at my video. Upload it to Dropbox. Send me the thing, and then I can look at it real time. I try to get to Facebook, but I'm just never around. I don't use Facebook for pleasure. Yeah, text is great. So go there, fill it out. Hey, this is Vic. What's your text? What's your phone number? I'll put it in there. Send me a text. All right, so let's go back to basic strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And especially right now, I'm just trying to keep the lights on and keep the landlord from kicking me out. So I'm running over to, I've got about 3 odd jobs I'm doing right now. So I do a little bit of substitute teaching at the kids' school, and I'll work all day, and I'll make less than one private lesson doing this. But I don't have enough people because everybody's afraid of the COVID. And then I'll go over and I'll rip some weeds out for somebody, and they'll give me $50. So I'm hustling. I'm back to hustling. It's like back when the COVID's shutting me down. And then the guys are coming down from the north, and there was a guy looking in, and he wasn't. And then he talked to my neighbor, and the neighbor said, "Hey," because I had classes tonight, and he said, "Hey, that guy, that karate guy over there, the parents sitting in there, they're not wearing the mask. They don't want to wear the mask, and they're all drinking their coffee and their water. And then the kids, they weren't wearing the mask working out either, because I was teaching little kids. Yeah, for sure." And I said, "Tell that," and he's wearing his goggles. in a face mask, and he's got the rubber gloves covered with the other gloves, and he's in there in a gym working out because it's a gym next door. And the owner was texting me back and forth. He said, hey, this guy's asking about you. I hope he doesn't turn you in. And I said, let him turn me in. We're not breaking any law. This is still America, still free. Yeah, they can come and they can say whatever, but we're following the rules. We're all working out. They're all drinking their coffee. We're trying to do the right thing. We didn't have to step over any bodies to open the door today. The numbers still don't make sense to me. No, we're not. But they are everywhere else. And this guy, he came from Chicago, where they shut down, and he's bringing his perspectives down here. Go back to Chicago. If you're uncomfortable, you don't want to be here, go back to Chicago, brother. Let us feed our kids and make a living. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I got to get back on topic because I want to show you this other one before we finish. Take the hook and turn it out, right? And your hands is here, and the hook's facing him, the threat. This is the threat. We'll call him Mr. Chicago. Not that guy, another guy. We'll call him Antifa Chicago. I don't want to get too political, but you know what I'm saying, right? So now this guy is closing. Yeah. Ridiculous. The numbers don't prove. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. 1 million may have died. 1 million. What's that, a percentage of 7.6 billion? Is that enough to destroy the Western economy? And here in the United States, 366 million people. Maybe 240,000 died. They think 78 years and older, median age. They think maybe half of them was a heart attack too. Anyway, you're right. It's too small. It's statistically insignificant. But 8.5 million, 9 million people die in the United States every year. 244,000. So they're going to take away my ability to feed my kids for that percentage. All the young people. I still don't know anybody. Anyway, let me get out of the politics. I said I wouldn't do that, and I don't know why I'm doing it. It's a little raw, seeing all the shutdowns, right? Anyway, this is facing the threat, okay? And from here, it comes like this. Awesome, I appreciate that. I love firefighters, by the way. That's his groin. Let's make him a little shorter. A little bit more realistic. Got a lot of NBA players, professional players down here. We're pretending it's not them. But he's coming out, rushing you. It's faster than you are expecting, right? So from here to here, it's just a really hard, fast, you're very powerful in this position. You don't have to be stronger than he is. He's got that knife. You see him pulling for something, you don't know what it is. You as hard as you can, and then bring it up and through the body. And because you're holding this hook, you have better control, more power. And then here, support it with the other hand. Go right through him. I just drove him to the floor. Right through him. See what that is? It's just so basic. And it's easy. And that's what I want self-defense to be for you. You can learn all the advanced stuff. I've been doing this for such a long time. I can teach you all that stuff, right? But from here, a lot of times, right? Teaching is an art all into itself. I believe it. I've done, it's getting me. I've done more than my fair share. That's just me getting a hoarse voice from getting so excited talking about that stuff. All right, cage facing them. The other option is in this position. Back up. I have every right to defend. Back up. Whatever you have to say, and then straight in. Remember that closest distance thing, that straight line? Here, hook to the head, hook up under those arms, let it slide down a little bit, and then use the backside, create some distance, take out a knee, go through the face, and notice that I'm moving my body. So I strike, and then I move, and then I'm here, I'm supported again. I can come in right through his throat. That's all that is. That's just a hard wood. Yeah. Although today, I don't know, I've had some of my students go on and become Marines in the last few years, and I said, now when you go there, Every old Marine's going to say, now, it wasn't as hard as when I was there, because if you're a Marine, you all know that. We all say that, right? New Marines, candy, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, but don't believe it, because it's going to be hard. They're still going to cuss at you. They're still going to walk up behind you, and they're going to be whispering in your boot camp. Bam! I'm going to give you that kidney shot. I got enough of those, right? Kidney shot. They're still going to do all that stuff. And then, and they said, well, no, that doesn't happen anymore. They give us this little card. When things get too tough, we can take an emotional day. I thought, what? And you know what? Why that's important for us? Because it really drove home this idea that, yeah, that's my favorite. My favorite kind of self-defense is right in here. Situational awareness, right? It's your hands. It's your hands. If they have a knife, though, I'd rather have something in my hand. I don't care what it is. Even if it's a magazine. I'm looking around to see if I have a magazine. Hold on, I want to show you this real quick. I got to open the door. I know, you're like, where'd that guy go? I don't have a magazine, but I'll just show you, right? Because you said, what if you don't have a weapon? We call them improvised weapon. Oh, good. I hope you like it. I love those. And you make it as tight as you can. And then when you hold it, you'll hold it as tight as you can. And now, it's better than your skin against the knife, right? So now you can jab with it. It comes a jabbing weapon, the other end, bringing that straight down and in, and then a striking weapon, bring it through and back. And you can do all that with a newspaper, a magazine. Amen, brother. Anyway, improvised sticks. I'll show you all the improvised sticks that I've been able to imagine, and then you guys can add a whole bunch in the comment section below. That's all I've got for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in a little bit.